Okay.
to our morning Bhagavatam class by loudly chanting 3 times. Haribo! Haribo!
And sing a song. Okay. This song, Narottam Thakur Mahashai, Nitai Pada Kamala, you can find on your device, Nitai Pada Kamala, Narottam Thakur Mahashai. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Jaya Jagata Jaya Jagata Jurai Nitai Bine Bhai Radha Krishna Nitai Bine Bhai Radha Krishna Vaitimnai Tredha Kori Dhara Nitai Pai Kori Dharani Tai Pai Redha Kori Shesham Band Nadicha Vrita Janma Kelota Vrita Janma Kelota Shri Poshu Nitaina polilo moke Ajiro shangsha shuke Nitaina polilo moke Ajilo shangsha shuke Vidya kule ki koribe ta Vidya kule ki koribe ta Vidya kule ki Ahankar mata hoya Nitai pod ashariya Ahankar Asatyera sattapuri Asatyera sattapuri mani Asatyera Nitaye korona hobe Raje Radha Krishna pabe Radha Nitaye korona hobe Raje Radha Krishna pabe Toda Anita Chodana Dvikhani Anita Chodana Dvikhani Nitaye Chodana Satta Bahad Shebo Nito Nitaye Chodana Satta Bahad Shebo Nito Narodamam Poroduki Nitai More Poroshuki Narodamam Poroduki Nitai Poroshuki Rath Ranga Chara Nera Rath Ranga Chara Nera Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Giri Varadhari Jai Giri Varadhari Jai Gopi Giri Varadhari Jai Jashodanandana Jai Ranjana Jai Ishkan Prajishtatacharya Shri Prabhupada ki, Shamaveta Gau Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jagannath Shami Rath Yatra Mahotsav ki, Shishinitai Gaur Shidanata Manandi Hari Hari Bol. Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Shahagana Raghunatan Vidam Tang Shajivam Sadvaitam Shavadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Shcha Mantra Guru Ajota Shikha Guru Ganta Charane Age Kariya Bandhan Pancha Kopat Guru Yashnake Pashindave Bacha Potitanam Pavaneba Vaishnava Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pachani Nirvishesha Shundavadi Prashtapta Desha Tadane Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 5th chapter, text number 10. Nayad Vachas Chitra Padang Hare Jasho Jagat Pavitram Pagrinita Kahichchit Tadbhayasham Tirtam Ushanti Manasha Nayatra Hangsha Niramant Yushikshaya Nayad Vachashchitra Padang Hare Jasho Jagat Pavitram Pagrinita Kahichchit Tadbhayasham Tirtam Ushanti Manasha Nayatra Hangsha Niramant Yushikshaya. Please chant.
Chitra Padam Hare Yasho Jagat Pavitram Pragnita Karhite Tadvaya Samtirtam Ushanti Manasa Yatra Hamsa Niramanti Ushakshaya.
Now, We'll just do the translation. Those words which, please repeat, those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord,
Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord,
who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe,
who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe,
are considered by saintly persons
are considered by saintly persons
to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows.
to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows.
Since the all perfect persons
Since all the perfect persons
are inhabitants of the transcendental abode,
are inhabitants of the transcendental abode,
they do not derive any pleasure there.
they do not derive any pleasure there.
Purport.
Hare Krishna. So there will be class in English. जो जिसको बंगला में अनुवाद चाहिए तो पीछे प्रभु जी करेंगे. प्रभु जी किधर? हाँ. तो प्रभु जी जिनको बंगला में अनुवाद चाहिए प्रभु जी पीछे कर रहे हैं. तो क्लास अंग्रेजी में होगा. हरे कृष्ण.
বাঙালি ভক্তবৃন্দ আপনারা 11টায় মঞ্চে উপস্থিত পান্ডালে থাকবেন, তখন একই কথা বলবো বাংলায়। Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Crows and swans are not birds of the same feather because of their different mental attitudes. The fruitive workers or passionate men are compared to the crows, whereas the all perfect saintly persons are compared to the swans. The crows take pleasure in a place where garbage is thrown out, just as the passionate fruitive workers take pleasure in wine and women and places for gross sense pleasure. The swans do not take pleasure in the places where crows are assembled for conferences and meetings. They are instead seen in the atmosphere of natural scenic beauty, where there are transparent reservoirs of water nicely decorated with stems of lotus flowers and variegated colors of natural beauty. That is the difference between the two classes of birds. Nature has influenced different species of life with different mentalities. And it is not possible to bring them up to the same rank and file. Similarly, there are different kinds of literature for different types of men of different mentality. Most of the market literature, which attract men of the crows categories, are literatures containing refused remnants of sensuous topics. They are generally known as mundane talks in relation with the gross body and subtle mind. They are full of subject matter described in decorative language, full of mundane similes and metaphorical arrangements. Yet, with all that, they do not glorify the Lord. Such poetry and prose on any subject matter is considered decoration on a dead body. Spiritually advanced men who are compared to the swans do not take pleasure in such dead literatures, which are sources of pleasure for men who are spiritually dead. These literatures in the modes of passion and ignorance are distributed under different labels, but they can hardly help the spiritual urge of the human being, and thus the swan-like spirituality advanced men have nothing to do with them. Such spiritually advanced men are called manasa because they always keep up the standard of transcendental voluntary service to the Lord on the spiritual plane. This completely forbids fruitive activities for gross bodily sense gratification or subtle speculation on a material egoistic mind. Social literary men, scientists, mundane poets, theoretical philosophers and politicians who are completely absorbed in the material advancement of sense pleasure are all dolls of the material energy. They take pleasure in a place where rejected subject matters are thrown. According to Swami Shida, this is the pleasure of the prostitute hunters. But literatures which describe the glories of the Lord are enjoyed by Paramhamsas who have grasped the essence of human activities. In speaking on this verse, one time, Srila Prabhupada, he told a story. He said that one time he was on the street, maybe it was Kolkata, perhaps it was Kolkata, and Prabhupada, a friend came in a car and he was going to the cinema and he saw Abai and he said, hey, he stopped the car, he said, Abai, we're going to the cinema, come along with us. And Prabhupada said, even if you pay me $1,000. Even if you pay me $1,000, I will not go to the cinema. So just consider our standard. I mean, we pay to. Prabhupada said, even if you pay me, I won't go. If you pay me, I won't go. It was so distasteful for him. It was so painful. Prabhupada on the airplane, he commented on Charlie Chaplin. You know, he liked Charlie Chaplin. They're silent movies, so you don't hear the sound. But he found it humorous, Charlie Chaplin. There was one incident there where one naughty boy, Charlie Chaplin, was sitting on the bench, and a naughty boy, he came in, they were wearing what's called tails. It's a old style of English, like a suit, but it's fancy for a special occasion, a top hat, tails. Just think of Kolkata in Prabhupada's time. Now it's more than 100 years ago. You know, King George came. King George came to Kolkata. We were Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Rath Yatra Mahamahotsav ki. We were discussing last night yesterday in the Pandal about this preaching to the leaders, and how we will invite King Charles, the new king of England, King Charles. He's somewhat into Vedic things. I heard maybe even somewhat vegetarian something, King Charles. There was a time when we had the previous TOVP plan, this is maybe 25 years ago, it was a different plan, and King Charles saw that, and he liked it. And there was a devotee named Pada Sevanam from Adelaide, Australia, and he was communicating with King Charles, showing him the plans for the TOVP, and King Charles said that he would like to come and see. Then he was Prince Charles. But anyway, it's possible. We could invite him. And maybe President of the United States, whoever that may be. It's an election, United States election. But I think you men don't even know about that. Who's the current President of the United States and you don't even know these things. You're so absorbed in the transcendental literatures, right? You don't even know who's that. What's going on in America. But Prabhupada, the King George came to England, to Kolkata. King George, imagine the king coming to Kolkata. How that would be, how we could try to use that for preaching Krishna consciousness, get him to come. Anyway, he came and maybe he went down the Chowringhee, but Prabhupada, he was in school, at Motilal Free School. So when I come to Kolkata, I feel particularly Rath Yatra, because Kolkata is Prabhupada's Rath Yatra. Prabhupada began Rath Yatra in Kolkata. He began. Prabhupada established ISKCON Rath Yatra. It wasn't ISKCON, but it was Prabhupada's Rath Yatra. And he said to Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, make Kolkata Rath Yatra the biggest in the world. So I come to try to serve, to try to fulfill that vision of Prabhupada. Anything little we can do will be pleasing to Prabhupada at Rath Yatra. Anything you do in Kolkata preaching Krishna consciousness will be specially pleasing to Prabhupada. He said, do something special in my birthplace. So you're very fortunate that you can come here and do seva. Prabhupada is here. Prabhupada is on this. He's participating. He's also there. When he was there, as soon as he became somewhat, you could say not just a little baby, immediately he began Rath Yatra. Just understand the significance. Even they were shocked. Even the local, he told the ladies, they called him Kachuri Mukhi. We don't call him Kachuri Mukhi. But just see these Kolkata Bashis, what relationship he had with them. Kachuri Mukhi. Because he would wear the vest, and he would take the kachuris and he would put it in his pockets, and they called him Kachuri Mukhi. And Kachuri Mukhi, he told all the ladies in the nearby there and now it's MG Road, he said that we're having Rath Yatra. How he inspired others to serve Jagannath. And he told the ladies, you cook special preparations, and they were cooking kachuris and shingara and jalebi and gulab jamun and rajgula, Bengalis, the sweets, Bengali sweets. Prabhupada says with milk and sugar you can make hundreds and hundreds of varieties of sweets, Bengali sweets. Prabhu was mentioning I was a brahmachari, then I could eat so many sweets. Now I can only glorify. No sweets, no curd, you can't eat anymore. So you eat as much as you can as a young man, because there will be a time when you cannot eat anymore. So now eat as much as you can. In fact, in the temple in Melbourne, the devotees, they would stand around me at breakfast time. There would be a crowd. They could such a mountain of prasada. So Charlie Chaplin and Prabhupada, he saw that they're wearing the tails, and the top hat. And that time in Prabhupada's time, that would be they would wear to the. You see these old buildings in Kolkata around our temple. In front, there's a courtyard. There's a little road coming in and a little area. That's for the horse and buggy. That was Kolkata time. That was for the horse and buggy. Would come in and they'd get down and the aristocratic Kolkata lok. Prabhupada, when he would come to visit Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was doing business in Lucknow and Prayag, and sometimes he would come to Kolkata for business. And the one devotee from Gaudiya, from Bagh Bazar, he would come and he would pick up. He would meet Prabhupada at Howrah station with Bagh Bazar temple, the horse and carriage, horse and buggy. One brahmachari would meet Prabhupada and take him on horse and carriage, buggy, to Bagh Bazar Mandir, and Prabhupada would stay a few days and associate with Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Just see the lila that is Howrah station. You can think when you're going Howrah station, Prabhupada would get down and they would pick him up in horse and buggy and take him to Bagh Bazar temple. Just imagine Kolkata at that time. So the tails, the tails, and they had like a tail at the back. It's like a dinner suit for the English gentry. And so Charlie Chaplin was sitting on the bench, and a naughty boy, he came behind and he cut off half of the tail, right, to make cut it off, so it was only half. And then Charlie Chaplin, he looks, and it was at the evening, a ball. They were wearing the tails, and the British people, and he cut it off, and then he looks and sees it, oh, how embarrassing, what to do? So then Prabhupada liked this story. He liked this story. He said, what to do? He thought, well, rather than be ashamed, let me make it like a new fashion. So he said that Charlie Chaplin, he's dancing more enthusiastically. Dancing more enthusiastically. And everyone's looking, and they're all thinking, oh, this is the new fashion. You know, you're not up to date. This is the new fashion. So then the other people, they're getting the scissors and they're cutting. So Prabhupada was giving this example in terms of that, what is that? That lokasha, that yad achati shrishta tattadevetaro shayat pramanam kurute lokastat anubartate. Seeing the example of the influential people, the common people follow. So Prabhupada is saying, so they don't know anything. They don't know anything. So therefore, we have to show them how to practice Krishna Bhakti. And then they will imitate. They will imitate and practice in Krishna Bhakti. So our preaching should be very. Prabhupada said he had a disease. He had a disease. What was Prabhupada's disease? Can anyone? Here we have many learned scholars of the Bhaktivedanta books. What was Prabhupada's disease? Who can say? Yes. He said that I cannot do anything small. He said this actually in Vrindavan. The devotees were getting the Krishna Balaram Mandir at that time, the land, and they were making plans, Suravi Maharaj making plans to build temple. Prabhupada built 3 temples in India. Of course, you're so fortunate here because ISKCON's first temple. Radha Govinda Mandir ki, ISKCON's first temple in India. And Prabhupada installed Radha Govinda, Mahaprabhu, and installed Jagannath. How fortunate you are. Melbourne also, where I joined Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada installed the deities. Radha, Balabha, Srisi Gaunitai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. He installed the deities in Melbourne. Prabhupada's rooms are there. He visited many occasions, 4 or 5 times. I joined. I lived not far away. I was a boy, 10, 12 years old, but I didn't see Prabhupada, but I heard about Prabhupada as a boy. He came to the Melbourne. He did Rath Yatra. He walked down the main street of Melbourne and danced. And therefore, the whole city was purified. And Prabhupada said that he installed Gaur Nitai in Melbourne. It's big, huge. They brought them on a ship. They made those deities in Navadip, Ashtadhatu. Beautiful Gaur Nitai. Tamal Krishna Goswami, one time, he was sitting there in front of Gaur Nitai in Melbourne. He looked and he said, certainly he said, undoubtedly the most merciful Gaur Nitai in ISKCON. So Prabhupada installed Gaur Nitai. You can see the video, Prabhupada's bathing. Then there was no like we have so many things now. We have Pakka Brahmins all over the world, Mantra, Tantra, Visharada. But then they didn't have the proper implements for the Abhishek. And so Prabhupada, he was bathing with a we have the khichdi distribution here, and the big pots, and the big ladle for khichdi distribution. With that, Prabhupada was bathing Gaur Nitai. You can see the yogurt is there. And then after he installed, he sat on the Hari Sori Prabhu is there. Hari Sori is there. Mayapur now. He was there in Australia. Prabhupada sat on Vyasashan and he said, the people of Melbourne have become fortunate because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared here. So today, Nayan Pate, you are seeing with your eyes one of those fortunate people. Today's verse is such an important verse. It's quoted so often by the Acharyas and by Srila Prabhupada. Nayad Bachashchitra Pade Jagat Pagranita Karchi Tadvayasham Tirtam Shanti Manasa Na Yatra Hangsha. How is that possible? Na Yatra Hangsha. This is the phrase that Prabhupada was discussing. Na Yatra Hangsha. They don't go. Na Yatra Hangsha. The swan-like person, Na Yatra, Tadvayasam Tirtam. The Vayasam Tirtam, the pilgrimage place for the crows, where Prabhupada says all of the mundane literature and the sports events. You like the cricket? Oh. I think India won the World Cup, yes?
Yes.
They won, but previously there was with Australia and they lost. Then I had to keep low profile. Several weeks. But we used to enjoy. You used to enjoy. You see the people, they enjoy so much. They wear special, like tilak marks, India, they wear the symbols of the nation. They chant mantras. And they dance and ecstasy. But when there's, we do every day, and we never feel depression. But when they lose, then they're so painful, so painful. Now can you go to the cricket and enjoy? You cannot. You cannot even go close. You wouldn't pay money. This craziness. What is this madness that the champion, he's glorified like a demigod because he runs so many times. Oh, so many runs. I mean, where are you going, man? It's madness. And he's worshipped. They're worshipped like a demigod, like a hero. You see the pictures that are like demigod. They have the posters, but we cannot enjoy. Na yatra hangsha. We cannot enjoy. So already it's too late for you, gentlemen. It's all spoiled. The material in life now, you cannot enjoy it anymore. You cannot enjoy. You have too much knowledge. Antavat too, Antavat too. That Shangspashaja Boga Dukha Yona Adi Antavanta Kuntaya. Adi Anta. It begins and it ends. Adi Adyantavanta Kuntaya. You're studying Bhagavad Gita. Adyantavanta has a beginning and an end. Adi Antavanta Kuntaya Nateshu Ramate Buddha. So that the intelligent, with Dibogyan, Hriday Prakashita, we sing the song, you chant Hare Krishna, you get Dibogyan. Everything changes. The things which previously enamored your mind, they become insignificant to you. Adi Antavanta Kuntaya, because it has a beginning and an end. Adyantavanta, Nateshu Ramate Buddha. So why waste your time? How far you go up that road, you have to come back again. It ends. It's not permanent. It's waste of time, waste of energy. So what is that thing that where the happiness never ends? We're dancing. Prabhu said many years we're practicing Krishna consciousness. The taste increases. The taste to dance. We were on the Rath. We were on the street in Kolkata. It's so sweet. It rained so heavily, and the streets were purified for us. Purishka hoye giyeche pot, Jagannath Seva Jonna, and we were dancing on the street, and we couldn't stop. We couldn't stop. Even the kirtan, the sound, the Jagannath coming on the street, on the street. We can't. How you cannot dance in front of Lord Jagannath? So the pleasure. This is the effect. It's about the taste. Prabhupada said in his book, voluntary. It's voluntary. Voluntary. Not that I have to do. Oh, I have to go to Mangalati. I have to sign the book. Otherwise, I'll be. It'll be a cross against my name. Or maybe there'll even be some punishment. So in the beginning, like that, rules and regulations you have to follow out of fear. Out of fear. If I don't, I will, even my prestige or my respect, I will lose out of fear. In the beginning, that's what's required. We get training. But you get up and running, you get taste. You get taste. You cannot stop. Prabhupada said like a child, he says in Nectar Devotion, like a child, the natural inclination to love and serve the Lord is there in everyone's heart. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Shuddha Kabunai. Shuddha Kabunai. It's not that one day I will become Krishna conscious. Shuddha Kabunai. It's there already. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem. It's there. It's the actual natural state of the jiva. The natural state. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem. Shuddha Kabunai. It's not that it will come one day. It's a natural state. It has to be awakened. It has to be revived by, in the beginning, mechanical process. Mechanical rules and regulations. Sharan Bhakti Hoite Hoi Roti Udoy Mahaprabhu. In one line he explains the whole thing to Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. In one line. Sharan Bhakti Hoite Hoi Roti Udoy. You follow the rules and regulations. Sadhan Bhakti, there's 64 items. Beginning with Guru Padasrai, Guru Shevaya, Diksha Guru Shevaya, Guru Padasrai, Guru Shevaya, Diksha, Shadu Marga, Anugamana. You inquire, Guru Sheba, Guru Asrai. This is the beginning of 64 items. Choishati Shadananga. And then there's 5 which are very powerful. 5 which are very powerful. Shako Shadan Shrestha, Epachanga, Epachanga. Shadu Shanganam Kirtan, Bhagavat Sravan, Mathuraba, Srimutu Shadaya Sheban. Shadu Shanga, Bhagavat Shravan, Nam Kirtan, Mathura Bash. When you get a chance to go to the Holy Dham, go to the Holy Dham. Mathura Bash, when you get opportunity. But living in the temple is embassy of the Holy Dham. Living in the temple. If you can live in the temple, it's like, I joined the temple, Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. I joined the temple. I was a student. Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. I was a student there. And actually, we started vegetarian club. The devotees, they had restaurant in the town where the same street that Prabhupada did Rath Yatra. A restaurant. And even I think it was like free. There was 2 restaurants. One where there was menu and you could choose items. And the other one was not menu, it was just the standard sabji, rice, papadam, halwa. And that was very cheap, like 50 rupees or less, and free. I remember it was free. I would go there every day, take prasadam. And then I saw a sign on the wall, students from RMIT needed to help set up vegetarian club. And I saw the sign, I felt, what could I do? I could not ignore. I felt somewhat, it's hard to explain, I felt obligated. I said, I'm coming here, most of the time I'm taking free prasadam. All they're asking for is from some students, Krishna wants this. It's like Krishna wants this. Now, how can I refuse? You get an opportunity to serve Krishna, you take it. Krishna giving you opportunity, you take it. You take it. Krishna will recognize, Krishna will see, Krishna will bless you, Krishna will Krishna will accept you. A little service. Sopam Abhiyasha Dharma Kshetrayato Mahat. It's a great event. It's a great event. Krishna sees. A little seva. So you get opportunity, say something you're requested to do for Krishna. You do that. So many lives you've just been doing what your mind has told you. Just being pushed around by whatever your mind dictates. That's why the 4G, 5G, people pay so much money, they have to have it. As soon as you go into the place, it connects. As soon as you go into the place, it connects automatically. Connects. There's connection available. It tells you connection available. When you click on Wi-Fi, there's so many, like 50, so many. Who knows what will happen in the future to the physiology of humans? As we're fried by Wi-Fi. Who knows what's going to happen to the species in the future? We're fried by Wi-Fi, all sorts of mutations. The Wi-Fi, the effects of Wi-Fi. But we have to have it. Even you don't want it, it says, you like to join this, you have Wi-Fi available, you like to join this. People, they're addicted. They must be online, they must be connected. Now you're on the mobile. Can you believe it, gentlemen? I was a young man your age, there was no such thing as cellular internet. Can you believe life without internet? Such a thing existed. Without a mobile, constantly online, constantly. It's probably even more tremendous than the Industrial Revolution. The internet revolution. How it's changed humanity. People they don't meet with each other anymore. They just send text messages on Instagram. They don't meet. They don't have meetings anymore. It's just how the world has changed. We forgot how to interact with people. We just write messages. Why such addiction? Why such addiction? Because it's free roaming for the mind. There's no restriction. The mind has complete control. You want to go here, you want to go there, you can go there. You click on this. And then we become attached to that. We feel like we're like Narad Muni. Transcendental spaceman, Prabhupada said. Transcendental spaceman. Narad Muni. He can go anywhere. He doesn't even need to have hand luggage. We're dragging hand luggage. I'm traveling a lot. If I could just reduce my luggage, but it just seems an impossible task. Impossible task. It's always overweight. No matter how hard we try, just cannot get rid of things. Narad Muni, he's not dragging any hand luggage with him. Why? Because he can go anywhere. If it gets cold, he can just go somewhere else. He doesn't need a jacket. So Narad Muni, we're all imitation Narad Munis online. I can go anywhere, any place. And if there's no link, I just search on Google. I'll find it. Prapti Siddhi. Prapti Siddhi. Whatever you want, you can have. Prabhupada talks about his teacher who had a yogi. Maybe this was in perhaps Scottish Church College. Scottish Church College. You went there? Yeah. Presidency? Scottish Church. You were a student there? A student there. Yeah, it's very prestigious. Econo. Scottish Church College, Presidency College, St. Xavier's. Bhakti Prachar Paribrajak Swami Maharaj. It's on his bio. He's a graduate from St. Xavier's. It's a prestigious place. Prabhupada went to a prestigious college. And he said one of his professors there, he said he had a yogi. He told him about a yogi. And he had a yogi. The guru. His guru was a yogi. And he said to the disciple, what do you want? What do you want? What did he say? Who can say? When learned scholars of Prabhupada life, what did Prabhupada's teacher answer when his yogi guru asked him what did he wanted?
Watermelon.
Huh?
Watermelon.
No, that's speculation. That's speculation. What did he want? Probably pomegranate from Kabul. We shared with Acharya Ratna Prabhu, we're developing a course, a Prabhupada introductory course on the life of Prabhupada. Everyone can take. Well, we should understand it. Everything about Prabhupada is transcendental. And remembering him. What to speak of here in Kolkata? Jai Shtan, Vaishnav, Kore Bijoy. Jai Stane, Vaishnav, Koren Bijoy. Shai Shtan hoy ati punna tirtamoy. Vrindavan Das Thakur. Jai Sthane Vaishnav Koren Bijoy, where Vaishnav appears. Shai Sthan Hoy Oti Punna Tirtamoy is extremely purified place. Jai Deshe Jai Kule Vaishnav Avatare Ta Prabhave Lokal Yojan Nishtare. Jai Deshe Jai Kule, any family, any place, Vaishnav Avatare, a Vaishnav appears. Ta Prabhave, by his power, Loka Yojan Nishtare. Loka Yojan, 800,000 miles. 800,000 miles around. And here we're so close. Just as you get to the epicenter, 800,000 miles, the effect. Ta Prabhav, 800, Loka Yojan. Ta Prabhave, Loka Yojan Nishtare. 800,000 miles are delivered where Vaishnava appears. And as you get closer and closer to the epicenter, more and more powerful. And we're so close to Prabhupada's appearance place here. Prabhupada Leela Stan. He would ride his bike. He would ride his bike here. It mentions he would go down from his home in he would ride AC Bus Road and along the bank of the Ganga. Ganga is not far here. Ganga backside Ganga. Fort William. Prabhupada would ride by just along this road here. He would ride his bike. Imagine Prabhupada on his bike. Kolkata, purified place. Prabhupada appeared here. 800,000 miles, pure, what to speak of here? Gormandal Bhumi. Gormandal Bhumi, you're preaching in Gormandal Bhumi. Particularly requested by Mahaprabhu to Nityananda Prabhu. Nityanande Agyadilo Jao, go to Deshe. Nityanande Agyadilo Jao, go to Deshe. Nityananda, all the devotees we're discussing in the Pandal. The devotees are coming from Bengal to Puri. That's why Mahaprabhu went to Puri. Because it's close and the devotees could come and go. And every year they were coming. For 20 years they were coming. It took 6 months. It took 1 month to come. They would stay 4 months. Rath Yatra, take it. All Chaturmasha, 4 months in Puri. Every day Sankirtan. Every day Sankirtan with Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Temple. And then they would go back. And then Mahaprabhu said to Lord Nityananda, he said, "Oh holy man, do not come every year to Jagannath Puri. Do not come." Nityananda, I get, Jao, go to Desha, you go to Bengal. Anagal Prema Bhakti Kodaho Prakashe. Without restriction you deliver Prema Bhakti Kodaho Prakashe. You spread Krishna consciousness. Anagal Prema Bhakti Kodaho Prakashe. You distribute Krishna Prema. Love of God, you distribute freely all through Bengal. Mahaprabhu had particular desire to spread Krishna consciousness in Bengal. He said to Kurma Brahman, Tara Aidesh, wherever you are, Jari Deka Tarikoha, Krishna Upadesh, Amaraga Guru Hao, Tara Aidesh, whoever you see, whoever you meet, Krishna, Jari Deka Taha Krishna Upadesh, you speak about Krishna, Amaraga Guru Hao, become a spiritual master, Tara Aidesh, wherever you are, you deliver that place. He said, wherever you are. And he said, Pritibidi Ache Jota Nagaradigram Sabatri Pracha Hoibimo Nam. Pritibidi, all over the world, my name will be preached. So he said that includes everything. Wherever you are, he's saying to everybody, wherever you are, you stay there and preach. All over the world, everywhere they'll be preaching. However, in addition to that, he already said that. But in addition, he said, Bangladesh, Gaurmandal Bhumi. You understand? Learned scholars of the Shastra, you understand what this means? He said already everywhere they'll be preaching, and wherever you are, you preach. But having already said that, but he said, no, I'll go to Desh. His heart, Mahaprabhu, he wanting preaching in Gaudadesh, Mangal Bhumi. Go, you go. And he sent his Priyatam Bhakta, who is so much desiring the association. Param Koruna Bahu Duijon Nitai Gauchandra. Shabhavata Shah Shiromani. Kevala Ananda Kanda Nitai Gauchandra. Duijon is Supriya. Brother, wanting his association. No, don't come. Preaching in Bengal more important. Just see your fortune. How you become so dear to Mahaprabhu? Preaching in Bengal. So we're talking about this Yatra Hangsha, they do not go. The taste, yeah, in the beginning rules, you have to follow the rule. In the beginning it takes some time. Sometimes it's tough. Sometimes standing in Mangalati is like, there's not enough sleep, headache, painful, tired. One time I remember, little stories from, Prabhu mentioned, I was in Melbourne, so I'm remembering one time after Mangalati, there's Tulasi Puja. Everything very, very regimented there, like where the Mangalati lead one place, there was no X on the floor, but it was like that. You stand there, lead Mangalati, you stand here, Guru Puja, everything very regimented. That's the beginning, rules and regulations. You need to you fix your mind on that. And then Tulasi Puja, and Parikrama and watering Tulasi, then they move Tulasi, 2 Tulasi, one for ladies, one for Prabhus, Parikrama in temple, and then they move into the middle of temple and then Japa, and men chanting around in Tulasi in temple room, ladies in Prabhupada's room. So they had to clean the water around where Tulasi water. So the new bhaktas, you get the cloth, you come and clean around Tulasi. So after Tulasi Puja, that day I was so tired. After Tulasi Puja, I got the cloth, I cleaned, I went back, I put back in the paraphernalia, I came back temple room, paid obeisances, I fell asleep paying obeisances. I had a moment of and I was there, devotees up to some time, they're looking, he's fallen asleep. Just one moment to break, I fall asleep. And one time, one senior Prabhupada disciple, he came, I was chanting around like falling asleep standing. He said, you can take rest, it's not illegal, you can take rest. But in the beginning you push. The more you push, the easier it becomes for you later. The more you push, the more you develop those habits. You develop the habits. They become habituated. Abhyasa yogina tato mamid chaptam dhananjay. Abhyas in the beginning is not natural because we're so much polluted from the world of darkness and forgetfulness. You didn't have this experience, but I share experience coming from the Odom Potit, the Ondoka. Ondha. At least in India, you know something about spirituality, everybody. You hear Krishna's name, Tirupati, Balaji paints, Lakshmi Narayan, Bastralaya. You see Mahadev, Bhojanalaya. Everyone you see, Bhagavan, you walk on the streets in Kolkata, there's Shiv Thakur on the corner, here and there. It's so special. Nowhere else in the world do you see like that. Nowhere else in the world. There's such a spiritually surcharged, even the common people. You walk on the street, there's Shiv Thakur, Jagannath Mandir, there's on the street. Nowhere else in the world is spirituality so prevalent as India. So your birth in India is a great advantage for you. A great advantage. From birth already you have faith in the deity, the Lord's presence in the deity. We had to cultivate that faith. You understand? We're coming from the place where there's no concept of deity worship. There's no concept. There's no understanding. So from zero, not zero, minus, you're already advanced 10, 15, 20% just because you're born in India. We're from we're zero, even minus. Minus. We have to develop, but now we see the deity, we bow down. It's a habit. We take bath, we put on the tilak. How can we go out without the tilak? How can we show our face without the tilak? A little bit of prasadam of water, we have to wash. These habits, they become natural to you. They become your personality. They become you by the habits that you create. You develop the habits, you become that person. You become a culmination of your habits. You become that person. So in the training period, the brahmachari, the training period, you develop these habits, by rules or regulations. Eventually you become addicted. It becomes your nature. It becomes you. Sadhan bhakti hoite ho roti udoy. Sadhan bhakti hoite ho roti udoy. Just by the rules and regulations, clocking in every day, you tick the box. Yes. I was saying that's not the reason why you go to tick the box, but you do that. You tick the box. Eventually, whether You become attached. You run to the temple, you'll hear the conch. Let me see Godhari. Let me bow down to his feet. You'll have your feelings in the heart. Prabhupada said voluntary seva. That's our nature. Our natural condition is to voluntarily love Krishna. To give the heart to Krishna. Last night, the Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, can you believe? All day in the hospital. And he's coming here, 11 o'clock at night, he's preaching. He's addicted to Vaishnava Seva, to serving Srila Prabhupada. He will, his last breath, he will, example, on the battlefield, and he will just keep going and then go to Prabhupada with whatever energy he has, because he's awakened. That natural, that real person is awakened, is revived by practice, by sadhana bhakti, Vaishnava kripa, by Prabhupada's mercy, has awakened, and we can also awaken. And Prabhupada has come to awaken us by the practice of sadhana bhakti. So you follow in the way. Prabhupada said, like the child walking. In the beginning, there's a little bit of help. The natural propensity to there is the natural propensity is there. Abhyasana yogana mamich chaptam dhananjaya na shaknati mayi shtiram. If you do not have the ability to remember me all the time, abhyasa yogina tato. Abhyasa yoga, you have to practice the rules and regulations. Abhyasa yogina tato. By following the rules, always there's something to do. The temple life means that always you have to do something. There's not a moment where you go, what to do now. Always have to do something. Always have to. That's purifying you like medicine. It's purifying you of your previous conditional existence and all the previous habits that we accumulated. Asat Sangha, because of Asat Sangha. You can become so. There's no limit to the level of degradation that we can fall down to. There's no limit. What people do, what they eat, we cannot. I was mentioning the sport, cricket, the movies. We cannot tolerate. But the people they have taste for these things because of association. They develop a taste what they eat. And here in Kolkata, you see they do not even sit down and eat on the street. They're making this. What is it? Chow mein on the street. And the people there, they're walking and they're smelling. I want it. They're cooking on the street, frying on the street. You know, there's some tarpaulin there, some tent, and they're making on the street. They're cooking and the people walking. They're smelling. They stop. They don't even have seat. They stand there. They eat. And they're waiting for the bus. You know? And the bus comes and they throw and then wipe and get on the bus. And they're happy living like that, like an animal. It's like an animal. Just like animal. They become. Ahankara mata hoya nitai pada ashatera sata korimani. It's like this. It's like wasting human life. But what you can become Paramhamsa. You can become Hamsa. You can become, if you desire. You chant Hare Krishna, Chintamani. Nam, what is that? How does that go? Nama Chintamani Krishnas, Chaitanya Rasha Vigraha. Nama Chintamani Krishnas. The chanting the name is desire fulfilling. So you desire, you meditate, you become the follower of a Vaishnava. You become the servant of a Vaishnava. You meditate on the servant of the Vaishnava. You become like that Vaishnava. You develop by service and meditation, chanting mantra, Guru mantra, and by meditation, you become like, you develop, you will acquire the qualities by association. You become like that person by meditation. And the more you give your life, the more you meditate, the more you surrender, the more you will become, the more qualities you will assume, you will acquire. And chanting the holy name, you become the spiritual qualities. The spiritual qualities, they become revived. Your natural, ideal, spiritual self, it becomes revived. You become ideal person. You become perfect person. It's possible in this life. Chanting the holy name. Satsanga, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Shakal Shadan Shrestha E Pachanga Krishna Prema Jandamaya E Pacha Opashanga. They're so powerful that even a little of them will awaken that dormant Krishna Prema. Success of life. Love for Krishna. Then you will go to Krishna. Without the love for Krishna, last night Maharaj said, it was so heavy. So heavy. He said if you have one little, he made with his fingers, he did like that. He said if you have one little pinch of desire, you have to take breath again. It was so heavy. So now you're young men. You're so fortunate. You're a young man, you can achieve success. You give your life. This life. Now let me try this. Let me become perfect Vaishnava. Let me rid myself of material contamination. Let me dive into the name. Bishacharya, Sheikh Roshe Majia, Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. Bishacharya, Sheikh Roshe Majia. You dive into the taste, Sheikh Roshe Majia. You dive into the Naam, holy name, Japa, Kirtan, Sheba. You dive into that, Sheikh Roshe Majia. Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. Bishacharya. Say that everything will go. Bishacharya, the desires for enjoying this world, they will go, they'll evaporate. Like on a hot day, the water, finished. By the power of the Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. I went so long today, I think so much over time, huh?
Hare Krishna. Anybody has any question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, from very next class. Like I wanted to ask, you were mentioning in the beginning, you took so much sumptuous prasadam, and and you gave the example also in material world. Yes, people also after turn they are taking so much in the street. So I personally feel that I have so much that tongue problem. And therefore, sometimes if Mahaprasad is there or some taste is there, I have to run. I can't control. So, at my level, ultimately, we should not do sense gratification. But at my level, what should I do?
Oh, you take more prasadam. I will follow you running for the Jagannath Mahaprasadam. As much as you can eat. As much as you can eat. Mahaprasadam. There's no restriction. Young man. Of course, you have to work. But yes, you take Mahaprasadam. The desire for Mahaprasadam is also is wonderful. The prasadam, this Krishna Borodoya Moy. Krishna Borodoya Moy. Kori Bade Jibba Joy, Shab Prasad on the Dilo Bhai. Oh brother, Krishna is so kind, he's giving you the prasad. Is Jordan Jibe Dharmadde Jiba Oti Lobhamoy, you're not so special. Everyone is suffering. Dharmadde Jiba Oti Lobhamoy. Dharmadde amongst all the senses, Jiba Oti Lobhamoy. The tongue is very greedy. Taki Jeta Kotin Taki Jeta Kotin Shamsha. It's very difficult to conquer the demands of the tongue. Very difficult. What to do? No hope. No hope. Krishna, what is the only hope? Krishna Borodoyamoy. Krishna is so merciful. Kari Bare Jiba Joy, to conquer the tongue, Shwaprasad on the Dilobai. He's given the prasadam. Shay Anamrita Pao. Radha, you take the prasad as much as you can. That was Mahaprasad I was eating. That was Mahaprasadam because I had the seva. I was in the cleaning. I was making the point that I joined the temple. 6 months. I never even left the temple. I never went out the gate. I didn't want to go outside. I was kind of afraid of going outside. I joined the temple. Prabhupada's appearance day, 1985. I joined the temple. Brahmacharya Ashram, moved in. And then I didn't go outside the gate for 6 months. I was afraid, actually. Afraid. And then, after 6 months, I went, the first thing, Nam Shankirtan, Harinam Shankirtan. And then I went out, and then I started going on Shankirtan, and then I was more stronger. But I was in the temple, I was the temple cleaning, the new devotees cleaning. So we were cleaning the plate. It's like Juhu, Melbourne is like Juhu. Three. In fact, they based the puja on Juhu. Prabhupada sent the devotees to Juhu to learn puja. And Juhu, Los Angeles, these temples were the main temples in ISKCON. Three temples. Radha Krishna, Gaunita, Jagannath, in Juhu, Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman. Los Angeles, Gaunita, Melbourne, Gaunita, and Jagannath. And 3 plates. Prabhupada said enough for 10 men. And you should, 16 puris on each plate. 16 puris, 4 or 5 sabjis, rice, dal, rajbhog. So my service was to clean. They'd offer they would cook. They'd take the plates to the temple. The pujari would offer, and then the plates would come out. They put on a shelf, and then my service was taking those plates to the kitchen and dividing the prasadam. I had that service for 6 months. Now the problem was you had to divide the prasadam, the men and the ladies. So you had to divide the prasadam. But I was never very good at maths. I was into arts, poetry, literature. So how to divide 3 things into 2 was very difficult for me to work out. 3 plates had to divide in 2. I couldn't work it out. So 1 plate for men, 1 plate for ladies, 1 plate for plate cleaner. So then I would come in the prasadam, I would bring in prasadam, and they would get this big plate, a mountain of mahaprasadam. And then people would gather around to watch. How one person can eat so much? So for that reason I'm able to sit with you today and discuss Krishna Katha, because they're purifying, mahaprasad, so purifying. So you take it, you eat as much as you can. You don't need to try to restrain. I mean, of course, not that you become sick, but according to appetite, mahaprasad, you're so fortunate. And here's so much Jagannath Mahaprasad. Mahaprabhu, he brought, just understand, after delivering Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, such a significant preaching. It's like we were to go to Puri, and we were to have a preaching party, and we would go to Shankara Mott, and we would go to Shankaracharya, and we would preach to him, and the next day he's in Vaishnav Tilak and he's chanting the holy name. Could you imagine the potency? Even Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj went and requested the foreign devotees to be able to go into the temple. He said no. He said the next life. Yeah. So it's such hard. What to speak of turning him into Vaishnava with a tilak then he cannot even say the name Mukti. Mahaprabhu's preaching is so extraordinary. So extraordinary. It's like heroic. He went to Puri and he delivered Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. It's so significant. Such powerful preaching. And then the next morning, Mahaprabhu, he went to Mangalati, Jagannath Mangalati, and then the pujaris gave him garland and prasad. The prasadam he carried in his hands. He went quickly. It mentions he went quickly to the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Just you go out the Gora gate, Gora Dwarja, and you go Sveta Ganga quickly. You can within 3-4 minutes you can be at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Mahaprabhu went quickly with the prasadam and the mala and knocked on the door. It was a test. Let's see now. He's a smarta. There's so much they have to do before eating. They have to bathe. They have to do the pranayama. They have to do mantra. They have to do sandhya vandana. They have to do puja. They have to do yajna, smarta, before eating. There's so much regulation every day. That's where they get their potency. And Mahaprabhu comes, Mahaprabhu didn't say anything, he had the prasadam. Immediately he saw that Jagannath Prasad. He got up from bed, hadn't even washed his mouth. Got up from bed. And immediately he takes that prasadam, he honors. Praptam, na desha niyamas tatra, na kalas niyamas tata, praptam anam tatam shistai, bhaktavyam harit abravit. Harit abravit, the Lord has ordered. Na desha, no consideration of the place. Na kala niyamas tata, no consideration of the time. Praptam anum. When you get the Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath, at any place, at any time, immediately you should honor. Bhaktavyam harit abravit. This is the Lord's direct instruction. He quoted that. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya quoted that, and he honored that prasadam. Mahaprabhu said, my life has become perfect because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has become such a Vaishnava. So you honor the prasad. Mahaprabhu, Jagannath is served by taking prasad. You serve him by taking prasad. That's how you serve him. That's how you serve him. You take prasad. But you don't take unoffered things. That you restrain. Like a tortoise. Prabhupada says in the Gita, Krishna says the senses become withdrawn. So you take the unofferable food, you don't take. But the prasadam, yes, you take it. You pick it up off the floor and take it if it falls. Prabhupada said, you pick it up and you put it on your head and then you take it. Worshipable, you eat as much as you can. Mahaprasad ki jai. What a perfect conclusion to class. Just priming your digestion for breakfast. We even sang the song. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rath Yatra Mahamahotsav ki jai, Samaveta Gau Bhakta ki jai.
His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.